So we will take this first type, while, end while. Okay, see here the one in blue color, these are the keywords, while excuse me, end while. All right, so we'll go back to the drawing board. Here we have two statements, right? S1 and S2, very simple, right? S1, S2, and we are executing this based on a while condition. While there is a expression, right? Let's say, let's take two variables. Okay, x less than y, right? And while, that's all. And one of the statements here is we are incrementing the value of x, right? X equal to x plus 1, we are incrementing the value, and we are here, this is 1, we are printing the value, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. We're printing, say, x, right? And we are starting with x equal to 0 and y equal to 3. Basically, x is number of copies made and y is the maximum number of copies, right? That's our copying example. Number of copies to make is 3, and how many copies we made so far is 0, right? So we're making 3 copies, and we're making use of a while loop to make copies. All right, so here the first line, console.writeLine, we're just printing something, and we are checking here while number of copies made is 0 is less than 3. See that, less than 3 copies to make is 3. So in this case I'll write line 0 is less than 3, right? So yes, that's true, that's very true, right? And we will execute the first statement. What is the first statement we have? Number of copies made plus equal to, we are incrementing the value. That's what we did here. X is equal to x plus 1 and printing the value. So we are done with these two statements, right? And it's a loop, so we have to go back. The instruction jumps back to the beginning of the loop. So the value of x, when we did this particular statement, by incrementing, x becomes 1, right? X become 1, right? And go back, right? Go back. Now, what is the value of x now? 1, right? Is 1 less than 3? Obviously, it's true. We're going to increment the value of x by 1, so that becomes 2, right? And we're printing 2. Go back, right? And go back to the beginning of the thing. And what is the value of x? Which is value of x is 2, right? Value of x is 2. Let's go back here. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So we have to go inside, increment the value of x to 3, and we're printing the value 3 here, and we're done with the loop. We go back, and we're again at the while loop now. What is the value of x? Is 3. Is 3 less than 3? That's not correct, right? 3 is not less than 3. 3 is equal to 3. So this condition ends up false. This is false, right? This is false. So the condition is false. So because the condition is false, we will not execute this loop at all. We go back the statement that starts at this line, particular line, right? Whatever that line is. So this is how this particular program works. This is type 1. If you make, see here, we're testing the condition at the beginning, and if at the beginning condition is true, then we are going inside, right? This is called a pre-test. Before you do anything, we test it, isn't it? So that's what it is. And what if here I'm here, let's see here, I'll make a small breakpoint here, put a breakpoint here in this particular stuff. You see here I'm putting a breakpoint, and I'm going to start debugging this code, right? Debugging. Maybe we can even put a breakpoint here, put a breakpoint here, and not really worry about, remove this guy, right? So we're putting a breakpoint at the beginning of the loop, right? At the beginning of the loop. So let's go and debug, start debugging. When you debug, you realize, right, here, now we are here, we are at this line. So go to PowerPoint, we are at this line here, right? While loop, that's where we stopped. So go back here, so if you see the local, the two variables that we have, number of copies to make is 3, and the number of copies made so far is 0, right? So we are at this condition. So this is 0 and this is 3. You see that? So 0 less than 3 is true. So we go and do a step over. If you do it, now the instruction gone, because it's true, the statement inside the loop is getting executed. See that? The statement inside is getting executed. Number of copies made is getting executed, right? So go back here and we step over. We now see the number of copies we incremented, value become 1. You see that? So we are printing the value. Go and finish it off. We are at the end. Because of the loop, we will go back to the beginning. We go back to the beginning. So here, go back. We are at the beginning. Now the number of copies made is 1. I can see the tooltip, and the number of copies to make is 3. So if we continue the execution, the statement is, the condition is true, it'll go inside, right? Go inside. The first statement is incremented. If we increment it, see that becomes 2, and we are printing again. We are at the end of the loop. Because of the loop, it will go back to the beginning. If you do it here, so the number of copies made is, how much is that? What is value? It's 2. 2 less than 3. Yes. So we'll go back and we'll stop here, and if you see number of copies 3, we're going to print it, and we're at end of the while loop. We go back here. Now we're going to test the condition. Test the condition now exactly where we are now. 3 less than 3. Let's see, is that right? Less than 3, right? And if we continue, ta-da! We did not execute that statement because the condition is false, right? So that is how the while loop works, all right? So if we just continue or whatever, we are at end of the program, right? Now pretend, for example, we make with the beginning itself, right? What if it's 3, right? Number of copies made is 3, and we're starting off, let's say we made an error or something. Number of copies make is 3. Both are 3. We can see here, start the debugging, and we are here, right? We are, see here, number of copies to make is 3. Number of copies made is 3. So let's see if it will execute or not. It didn't execute. You see that? So this is how the while loop works. Okay. So again, go back here to the, we have a while condition always. It'll check. This is called a pre-check. Before executing the loop, it'll check if the condition is true or false. If it's true, it'll execute. If it's not, it'll not execute. Okay. So that you have to pay attention to the variables involved in this condition, right? You have to pay attention to the expression. This is called the conditional expression. right? You have to check if that expression inside the while loop is true or false. Okay, thank you.